obviously, authors love author awards because there's a chance we might be able to put award-winning author on our books. So yeah, we do like it. It's a great opportunity to meet the kids and who are our readers, and also to meet other authors. It's nice too.
These awards are so special and important to authors because they're the ones where it's the children and the young readers themselves who get to choose the winners. And while obviously it's tremendous to see your book on all sorts of prize shortlists, I think the ones where the children themselves get to choose the winners are really extra special.
I think for me, it's very, very nice, and it's a good way of finding out that people actually like your book. It's all very well if you hear that so many people have bought it, but if people actually like it, I suppose that's good.
It's quite an isolated existence being an author, and if you get to go and meet your readers and talk to them about what they did like and what they didn't, it can really help you develop your next book.
The important thing about this is the number of children it engages, and that is why I'm here, because I wouldn't have come all the way from Yorkshire just to not get a prize. I came because you really engage an awful lot of children, so I think it's fundamental and I think it's wonderful.
If you can say a story or act out a story or paint a story, you can write a story, and you just have to keep going at it over and over again until the words represent your story. Don't start with the words, start with the story.
So I think probably the most important thing I'd say is to read as much as you can. I think if you are an aspiring writer, the most useful thing that you can do is to read lots and lots of books, read the things that you enjoy, but try to read widely and read different kinds of things, because all of that reading will really help you in terms of your understanding of how to tell a story when you sit down to write your own.
I had the idea for the imagination books when I was a child myself, quite young, and obviously I didn't think, oh, this will be a good book, but it just sort of sat in my mind for ages and then came out when I was older. So the advice would probably be to value all ideas, and it's never sort of too early to have a good idea, and if you have a good idea, hold on to it.
The first thing they've got to do is read all the time. So many of them want to write their little stories but not read. They won't develop their vocabulary or their comprehension if they don't read. But also, just read and write everything that they feel like. Form little groups in the school. If they're friends, people that they can trust and like, and critique each other's work in a gentle way. And just write as much as possible. And don't be afraid to show it to people.
Yeah. Obviously you'll be reading a lot, everybody tells you that, but the strange and wonderful thing about being a writer is that when you go for a walk along a hedge, or you walk across a cricket pitch, or you're coming trailing home from football or netball or whatever it is, that voice in your head, that is you, and that you sometimes think the world doesn't understand and hasn't got a way of hearing, that's what we read you for. So my advice would be, write your book, write your story, own your voice, and be unafraid. Because a lot of it's about courage, and it's just the courage to relax into thinking, I have a right to tell this story. The world will hear this. You can't believe it until it happens, but it will happen.
Finish it. That's it. Finish it. Get to the end, no matter what you do, get to the end of your book, and then go back and rewrite it. Unless you get to the end, you haven't got a story, So even if it's because the ending can change as well. I find what I often do actually is I get 3/4 of the way, and I know what my ending is going to be, and I realise that what I've written so far doesn't necessarily match up with so I'll then go back and then. But you've got to finish it.